Hello, dear listener. Tonight, let us drift together into a world of stone walls, flickering flames, and quiet corridors. Close your eyes if you wish, take a slow, deep breath, and imagine yourself stepping into a castle long ago, centuries in the past. Not the grand battles or loud trumpet calls, but the gentle, comforting details of daily life. How did people live in these immense stone fortresses? How did they stay warm on frosty nights? And how did they illuminate their evenings when the sun dipped below the horizon? Tonight, we will wander softly through those halls, kitchens, and chambers, discovering the quiet art of heating and lighting a medieval castle. The world outside may be busy and bright, but inside these walls, the glow of a hearth or the shimmer of a candle created a gentle, protective cocoon. And now, with each breath, allow your mind to settle as we journey slowly into a quieter, softer time. Castles were magnificent, imposing structures, but they had one constant challenge: cold stone. Thick walls protected against invaders, but they also absorbed the chill of winter. Imagine walking through a great hall, your footsteps echoing on the hard floors. The walls are vast, the ceilings high, and the cold can seep deep into your bones. For the people living here, staying warm was not just a comfort, it was a matter of survival. In the earliest castles, large hearths were the main source of heat. A hearth is more than just a fire, it was the heart of the home. Families, servants, and sometimes even animals would gather around it. Smoke from the fire would drift upwards, carefully funneled through chimneys in later centuries, but in earlier times, it filled the hall, leaving a faint, lingering scent of wood and cooking. Softly, imagine yourself sitting near one of these hearths. The flames dance lazily, casting gentle shadows on the stone walls. The warmth spreads slowly, a comforting tide that pushes back the cold. You can almost hear the faint crackle of burning logs, a sound so ordinary, yet profoundly soothing. As centuries passed, castles evolved. Hearths became fireplaces built into the walls, sometimes massive structures that could warm an entire room. The castle kitchen often had its own enormous hearth, where stews simmered and bread baked, the fire casting a soft, golden glow across the room. In chambers, smaller fireplaces allowed nobles to enjoy warmth without leaving their rooms. Firewood was precious, carefully stacked and tended. Servants often carried logs from the castle's storage rooms, placing them gently into the hearth to maintain an even, constant heat. The flickering flames were a source of comfort, a soft, dancing light to accompany evening conversation or quiet reflection. Imagine walking past a chamber where a fireplace warms the room. A simple wooden chair is placed near the hearth, perhaps a small table with a steaming cup of herbal tea. The firelight reflects on the tapestries, illuminating subtle embroidery, scenes of forests, castles, or quiet village life. Fireplaces provided warmth, but light was another concern. As dusk settled, the soft illumination of candles and lanterns became essential. Beeswax candles were highly valued, their soft, golden light gentle on the eyes. In larger halls, clusters of candles were placed on iron candelabras, their flickering flames dancing across the walls. Lanterns, often made of metal and glass, were used to carry light through corridors or to illuminate staircases. Imagine a servant moving quietly through the castle at night, a lantern casting a small circle of light, shadows stretching along the stone steps. Every candle and lantern was tended carefully, ensuring no flame was wasted and no fire spread uncontrolled through the dry, wooden elements of the castle. Softly, you might picture a quiet evening, the castle hushed, the warmth of the hearth mingling with the golden candlelight. Perhaps a gentle wind whispers through a narrow window slit, but the fire and candles hold back the chill, creating a calm, serene world inside the walls. Beyond fire, warmth in castles came from thoughtful use of textiles. Thick tapestries lined stone walls, not only for decoration but to insulate rooms from drafts. Heavy curtains at doorways and windows further softened the cold. Rugs on the floor kept feet from freezing on bare stones, while padded benches and cushions provided small pockets of comfort. Imagine a great hall in the early morning. The fire is just beginning to smolder, and sunlight streams through narrow windows. Tapestries ripple gently with a soft breeze, their colors muted but comforting. Each thread, each embroidered seam, contributes not only beauty but warmth, a silent, protective layer against the chill of stone. As night deepens, the castle slows. Candles flicker softly, hearths glow steadily, and quiet corners become sanctuaries. Nobles might retreat with a book or scroll, while servants quietly tend the fires or close heavy shutters. The castle, though imposing from the outside, becomes a gentle, lived-in space. Picture a small study, a single candle on a wooden desk, a feather quill resting beside an ink pot. The warmth of the fireplace wraps the room in comfort. Perhaps a cat curls on a rug, the softest presence, barely stirring. Outside, the wind may howl along the battlements, but inside, everything is calm, soft, and reassuring. The castle kitchen was a busy, fragrant, and warm place. Large hearths blazed with wood fires, filling the air with the gentle scent of burning oak and simmering soups. Copper pots hung over flames, their surfaces glowing softly, and the occasional hiss of water or stew was a soothing, familiar sound. Imagine the cook, carefully tending the fire, adjusting logs, moving pots so that the heat is just right. The warmth of the kitchen radiates beyond its walls, sometimes reaching nearby corridors, a soft comfort for servants carrying meals through chilly stone halls. In sleeping chambers, warmth was carefully maintained. Feathers, wool, and tapestries provided insulation, while fireplaces or braziers offered gentle heat. Beds were often draped with curtains, creating small enclosed spaces to trap warmth. Picture a quiet chamber at dusk, the hearth glows faintly, a bed with thick blankets waits, and a small candle flickers on a bedside table. Outside, the wind may brush against the castle walls, but inside, a soft cocoon of warmth and gentle light exists, inviting calm and rest. Castle corridors were often long and narrow, chilly in winter. Servants carried lanterns or candles, moving quietly along stone floors. Every flicker of light created shadows, gently shifting across walls and tapestries. Imagine walking slowly down such a hallway, the warm glow from a lantern reflecting off the stone, a subtle sense of comfort despite the drafty walls. The rhythm of footsteps and quiet murmurs adds to a calm, sleepy ambience. As winter approached, castle inhabitants prepared carefully. Firewood was gathered and stacked in storerooms. Tapestries and curtains were checked for holes. Heavy rugs were rolled out to keep cold at bay. Imagine servants bringing bundles of firewood into the hall, the smell of fresh cut timber mixing with the lingering scent of previous fires. Every detail of preparation contributes to a peaceful warmth, a sense of order and calm before the long nights of winter. As evening falls, candles and lanterns take on greater importance. Nobles may light a few beeswax candles for dinner, while servants move carefully, lighting sconces along corridors. Every flame is tended, a quiet ritual maintaining comfort and safety. Visualize a great hall at evening, a chandelier of iron holds multiple candles, their flames reflecting in polished wooden surfaces. The gentle illumination invites soft conversation, a quiet game, or reflective reading. Finally, as night deepens, the castle becomes a gentle symphony of small sounds, crackling logs, the faint clink of a lantern, the whisper of a draft through a window slit. These tiny details create an atmosphere of calm, soothing anyone within to relax fully. Picture yourself sitting near a fireplace, candlelight flickering, the warmth enveloping you. Outside, the wind brushes past the battlements, but inside, all is still, gentle, and safe. The stone walls, the soft glow, the textures of tapestries and wood, everything works together to create peace and rest. As centuries passed, some castles adopted more advanced heating systems. Stone hearths were complemented by built-in stoves or hypocaust-like arrangements in certain regions. Though less common in Northern Europe, hypocaust systems, similar to Roman designs, allowed warm air to circulate beneath floors or behind walls, creating gentle radiating warmth. Imagine a quiet chamber where hidden channels in the stone walls release soft heat. The floor feels slightly warmer beneath your feet, and the entire room is cocooned in comfort. There is no crackling fire in view, yet the warmth is constant, subtle, and soothing. Before harsh winters, castle inhabitants engaged in quiet, methodical routines. Firewood was stacked in layers, sorted for slow-burning logs, and herbs were dried over fires. Windows were covered with tapestries or wooden shutters, doors with thick curtains. Visualize servants moving gently through storerooms and corridors, their soft footsteps echoing, lanterns casting gentle circles of light. Every detail, from the positioning of logs to the placement of rugs, is intended to create warmth, comfort, and security. Large halls required careful lighting. Candles alone were often insufficient. Iron chandeliers, candelabras, and wall sconces multiplied the soft light. Beeswax, tallow, or occasionally scented oils were used to provide long-lasting illumination. Imagine the hall in the evening, a gentle glow reflecting off polished wooden floors and tapestries. Shadows dance along stone walls, but the overall effect is serene, soft, and quiet. Conversations are hushed, laughter rare, and every movement is accompanied by the gentle flicker of flames. Inhabitants of the castle moved quietly through their routines. Laundry was done by hand near small stoves. Meals were prepared and served with care, and animals like cats or dogs curled near fires. Picture a servant tending a small hearth, folding warm linens nearby, the flicker of firelight dancing across walls. A cat stretches and curls up, a comforting presence. The day winds down slowly, and the quiet hum of domestic life fills the castle with a soft, steady rhythm. Nobles retreated to private chambers in the evening. Fires glowed gently in fireplaces, candles were lit carefully, and curtains were drawn to keep warmth in. Quiet reading, embroidery, or writing with quills was common. Imagine sitting by a window with a small candle, reading a manuscript. Outside, snow might drift softly, but inside, the warmth and glow of the fireplace create a peaceful cocoon. The combination of fire, candlelight, textiles, and stone walls forms a quiet, timeless rhythm. In some castles, rare luxuries enhanced comfort and ambience. Gilded candle holders, ornate chandeliers, or small oil lamps added refinement. While these were not practical for heating, they created a gentle, elegant glow in rooms of importance. Imagine a small chapel or audience chamber, candlelight reflecting off polished brass and gilded decorations. The soft shimmer adds a layer of beauty and serenity, a quiet reminder of the castle's artistry. As night deepens, the castle becomes hushed. Fires burn low, candles flicker, and the inhabitants settle into rest. Gentle drafts whisper through narrow windows, and the occasional crackle of a log or faint footsteps remind you of life, Softly continuing. Imagine lying in bed near a small fireplace, feeling the warmth on your face, hearing the distant echo of a servant's step, and watching the soft flicker of firelight. Your eyes grow heavy as the stone walls, tapestries, and gentle illumination wrap you in a peaceful cocoon. Before sleep, the mind wanders gently through the day's small details, the warmth of a hearth, the glow of a candle, the quiet shuffle of footsteps along stone corridors. These simple, repeated comforts create a rhythm that lulls both body and mind into rest. Picture the castle bathed in soft golden light, each room a sanctuary. Fires, candles, and textiles create warmth and beauty. Outside, the world is dark and still, while inside, the quiet glow of the castle nurtures sleep, peace, and gentle dreams. Take a slow, deep breath. Let your body sink into the warmth, your mind settle in the soft rhythm of daily life in a medieval castle. With every flicker of light and every whisper of warmth, you drift farther into sleep, held by the quiet comfort of centuries past.